If you're making mistakes just like this, or this, or this, then I'm about to break down each and every step on how to avoid these. So don't keep making these same mistakes. But first, subscribe to our channel so that way we can give you more tips and tricks just like this. Here are the 10 car wrap fails and how to avoid them. But let's jump to number 1 first. Bad prep. Not prepping the right way or just skipping it all the way. Let me show you what you need to get first off. Here are some of the tools that you need just to prep the car. Now let me explain this. Prepping is major, but it can be altered just by a little bit. What do I mean by that? So say for instance, your car has been washed thoroughly before you dropped it off to get it wrapped thoroughly. If you use Rain-X, then they gotta do more work to it. If you didn't and you just use the actual soaps that they recommend, then they have to do less work on prepping, but it's still up to the installer to prep it properly. And this is really like a 3-stage process. First thing is just washing it. Just use a pressure washer and use your microfiber sponge. The second part of it is clay barring. That's these right here. These are synthetic clay bars. So you have the regular ones and you have the synthetic ones. Just it depends on you. The third one is bringing it inside to dry it up and then degrease it. Degreasing it is using the alcohol to make sure that it's fully being able to have the vinyl stick to it correctly. Come here, let me show you what happens if you don't prep it properly. If it's not prepped properly, quite a few things are gonna happen. First off, it'll bubble up on you, but some of the smaller things that you will see only is pimples. Big, major pimples. And they're just all on the car because you didn't wipe off the car thoroughly to make sure that any of the contaminants had a very small microscopic that you couldn't see was gone. So then guess what happened? All of this dust and dirt is trapped up under this vinyl. You see that? That's smaller than my fingernail. Now that's a problem. Very small, but if you got a lot of them, then it's a bigger problem. If you did not properly prep this car up and they had a ceramic coat on there, that vinyl might not stick at all. Now, number 2 is obvious. Overheating the vinyl. This torch right here is not for the newcomers. This is for a pro, because if you don't know, you're burning a hole. And we don't like holes. Use this heat gun instead. Heat guns are always gonna help you, give you a little bit more, especially if you're a beginner. Just enough for you to heat it up properly and give a wider range to warm up the vinyl to relax it. That way, it can lay down and stay down correctly, the right way, and not be creased up or burned thoroughly. Let me show you what a burn looks like too. There's different types of burns. So you see all of these looking like little bits of movement and just lighter and darker spots right there? That's where the torch got too hot in areas or just cooled down too much, thinking that they was gonna relax this. Let's step back. Doesn't look like that bad, but when you get up a little closer, you start to see a lot more movement. Let's not do that. You must also remember to control the heat gun. Too close, causing it to bubble up, is gonna burn. So keeping it about 6 inches to a foot away always helps a lot. And so that's why you don't want to get too close. Mistake number 3, you did not practice. Yes, you have to practice, especially if you've never wrapped that panel. You need to practice on the smaller techniques, making sure that you can tuck and cut it properly, not leaving any of the existing paint showing, or making sure that you can squeegee in certain areas, such as doing inlays on front bumpers or rear bumpers. If you don't practice, you know what's going to happen. You're more than likely going to waste the vinyl that you just cut out for that specific panel because you're going to make careless mistakes. And we don't want you to make careless mistakes. So practice so you can make the mistakes then, and then you'll build up muscle memory to see what's the proper techniques on making sure that it's done the right way. So when I see people in our class and they say that they want to go ahead and just start on wrapping the whole hood or a whole front bumper, sometimes I'll give them a shot just to see how well they do. Well, I at least let them do half of it. But one student just told me that they can wrap any panel. I didn't even believe him. And he proved me right on why I shouldn't believe him. Once he pulled off the paper backing from the vinyl, and I told all the other students in there, I was like, hey, he didn't practice at all. I suggest y'all practice. And they was like, okay, let me watch him first and then we can practice. And I was like, okay. So as they was watching him, the first thing that he did wrong was when he pulled the paper backing, he instantly started squeeging. I was like, oh yeah, you didn't practice nothing. Once he started struggling more and more, by that time, the students have already finished practicing and they started their panels. Let's just say this. Once he completed his, which was still done wrong because it had some bad cuts, it had some creases, from then on he started practicing. There's only 2 types of wraps that we can do outside, and that's decal wraps or other commercial wraps depending on what the complexity of it is or the type of vehicle that it's going on, such as box trucks. Color change? Don't ever wrap it outside. It takes 1 gust of wind that's dusty and dirty. If you're out at your house or garage and everything like that and you're outside, someone's cutting the grass or blowing the leaves. That's a big fail. The next thing is Mother Nature. She does not play. If she doesn't want you outside, she's gonna let you know. Extreme heat is one, rain, or being extremely cold. That vinyl can get brittle and just break on you. And you don't want it to break in front of your client because the next thing that they're gonna ask is, how long you been wrapping for? Not every car is perfect, given, but some cars just can't be wrapped because it has extreme rust on it. You see that up there? You try wrapping over that, it's gonna do everything except lay down. So what you should do is team up with a body shop so that way they can properly handle it and get it fixed so you can wrap it. Whenever you have rust, you're gonna make a rusty situation. I know your next question is like, I don't have rust on the car, but I do got some scratches and everything. Can that be wrapped over? Yeah, if you want to still see them under the wrap. So team up with a body shop again, so that way they can go ahead and fix it properly. Now, if you feel comfortable and you want to do it yourself, by all means, do it. But when it doesn't come out the right way, take it to the professional so they can do it and you can do your professional services of wrapping the car. Mistake number 6, poor panel alignment. So now, as you can see on this vehicle right here, if you would have wrapped this in multiple panels, that door wouldn't line up if you didn't pre-panel it or if you don't understand how to panel it correctly. Now, mind you, if you look right here, you can be like, hey bro, why is this not lining up? It's a wide body. It's extremely hard to get those lined up because it bulges out on there. But if you got it where that arm is up a little higher on there, or that little stinger is a little bit lower, then it throws off everything else all the rest of the way because now you have to ship things and it's starting to move. Don't make this mistake. What you should do is learn how to pre-panel it or ask a professional to come and help you for the day to make sure that you understand how to panel it up properly and make sure they can walk it through with you so that way you don't have the same questions over and over. Whenever you're wrapping, I know the vinyl, once it's relaxed, it starts to stretch a little bit more than needed. I get that. But you can't let it keep stretching. Whenever something is stretched out, once it starts to conform back, it peels back. Stop doing this, because if you want more peel backs and you want more clients coming back and they're wanting you to redo what you just did, by all means keep doing it. But here's what you should do. If anything happens, especially with bumpers, use a pole. A pole will help you dramatically not cause it to overstretch. Any other areas, such as rear quarter panels, shouldn't have too much stretch on it. I even get it. Sometimes when it's side mirrors, you may want to stretch it and thinking that, hey, it's gonna hold on that. And yes, even if primer does not help so much on it, it is not a cure-all. So instead of you trying to overstretch it, work the film, relax the film, so that way it can stick and stay for the long haul. Now this other one, she doesn't do, or my other team member Heem doesn't do either. That's bad squeegee techniques. If you squeegee with this, cool. You squeegee on this side, cool. But there's always an angle that you need to squeegee to. Let me show you. Never squeegee straight like this. Always angle it. So you're thinking you're gonna just squeegee straight up, it's gonna crease on your back. Angle it. As you can see, this time I'm a little bit more angled, this time towards me. There's an open face that's at an angle, and then there's a closed face at an angle. Never squeegee straight. Number 9, bad edges. He doesn't have those. We don't have to worry about those because we're a tip-top shop. That's why we call ourselves all-in cars. Put our all into this. But enough about that. Those edges need to be wrapped and clean. If you have creases on them, pure aggravation and frustration. So take the time to make sure that they're cut correctly and cleanly and wrapped all the way behind, so that way you don't have to worry about anything showing the existing paint. When you have bad cuts, they show a lot. When you don't wrap the edges, you know the answer to that because you did this mistake already. I know you have. Let me say this. This is where some people will just say, hey, don't ever use it. Use primer if you need to, because in these areas right here, they need primer. High traffic areas always need primer, and primer is an adhesive promoter. It helps the vinyl stick and stay locked in nice and tight. But on a simple hood, don't use no primer. It's not needed at all. Now, let's say this. Let's go back a few mistakes. Anytime that it has dings, dents, cracks, or anything like that, and you had to take it to the body shop for them to go ahead and sand it down and bring it back to life and make it back smooth, make sure that they don't paint it, because now you're gonna have to wait 60 to 90 days for that paint to cure. But if they just sand it and prime it, then I recommend you putting primer on those areas, regardless if it's the hood, the roof, the trunk, the front bumper, rear bumper, whatever. There is a time and place for each of these tools to be used. Just use them at the right times and don't overdo it. And number 10, I know you've all been waiting for this one. That's ignoring all of the maintenance that you need to do when you're wrapping this car. After it's wrapped, it's not done. People like to take it to these drive-in car washers or drive-through car washers, thinking that it's gonna clean everything. No, definitely not even a pressure washer. No, hand wash. Let me say this again. It has to be hand washed with the right soaps, depending on the type of vinyl that you're using, whether it's a matte, satin, or gloss version, even chromes. You have to maintain this vinyl to keep it to stay locked in. And when I say locked in, it's gonna last 3 to 5 years. Make it last to 3 to 5 years, not just setting it outside and just leaving it there thinking that, hey, all I need to do is just wash it every once in a month. No. Now, here's one thing that I do recommend you should do so you don't get water spots. Ceramic coating it. That is one thing that is always gonna help you. Now, given some of these places, they don't give warranties for when it's ceramic coated, but when you got dust everywhere, bird poop dropping on you, tree sap and everything like that, you definitely want a ceramic coat. You have to maintain your vehicle, but making sure that it's washed and cleaned thoroughly and not left outside. All of these things help with keeping this vinyl looking really nice like the first day that you got it. That gets me to my next point. Join our class so we can teach you more tips and tricks on how to wrap cars properly. I told you there was a bonus. And this one right here is for every new installer. Use a blade. Make sure that this blade is not dull. I know that you've been working on this car and you're thinking like, hey, well, did 2 panels. I haven't had the chance to break the blade yet. I'll get to the next panel too. Whoa, 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 whoa. Do not do that. This blade needs to be broken. And when I say broken, there's lines in it so you can break it and still have a good one, and it's nice and sharp, ready to cut cleanly. Don't get no cheap little regular razor blade from Home Depot or the one that you've seen at the gas station. Matter of fact, click on the link below. I have all the tools and equipments that you would need ever to wrap a car or even PPF a car or tint a car. Click the link. I'll see you there. And oh, wait. In this video right here, this video is made just for you. I know you wanted to see it because you was actually asking about it in one of the mistakes that I addressed right here. So take a look at that video.